Hi friends, it's Monday. How are you? I hope you had a wonderful weekend, and now we're stepping into the week and life gets crazy fast, right? Especially as we step into our routines of work and responsibility. But I just want to carve this time out and share another Monday Mariesons with you. Hopefully a little dose of inspiration and motivation for your week. I hope to share, things that maybe are, I'm learning or are spurring my heart, and maybe it's something to speak to one person. So that's my hope in these. I don't claim to be any expert on life. I'm just kind of fumbling my way through, and I'm just as flawed as the next person, but I'm on this journey and I'm learning all the time. So I hope this is helpful to even one person. But today I share, I guess I give this the title, Be the Change You Want to See. I think we often find ourselves in situations of frustration where, you look around and, you feel like the world's missing it. There's something going on, and why don't you see it? Why don't you see this? And this is a fairly vulnerable spot for me. I felt that heavy, in the last couple years, walking through 2 terminal diagnosis situations in my family back to back. I felt fairly alone. I have some great friends, but I think it's hard when people are walking through this. It's hard to know what to say, and I think I think life just gets busy, and people, they're going on their own paths, and your life has stopped, and I think I received some of that as apathy on other people's part. I don't think that was the intention. I think, my friends are great people, but I think life just inevitably, gets busy and people keep going, and you're sitting on the sidelines feeling like I felt alone, and it broke my heart. And I had some nights of crying about, the loneliness and feeling not understood, feeling, like nobody noticed what was going on, when I'm sure people did. Life just kind of comes at you. And so the place that I came to in this whole situation, I just kind of had an epiphany or a realization that I could sit and cry every night and wish life to be different, or I can make a choice to be the change that I wanted to see. So the things I was frustrated about, I could use that to fuel me, and I did that. I felt like, you know what, I've got a life to live, and yes, there are some just hard things going on in my life, but if I want to make a difference, I have to find opportunities to go serve and love on other people that may be in a similar boat, that there's something here for me to step into, that I can't sit and dwell on, on unmet expectations by other people, which in my heart I knew deep down it wasn't intentional, but life is busy. But I just made a choice that I just didn't want life to be that busy for me, that I would miss out on an opportunity to love and serve someone else who might need a friend. And I can't say that that I'm able to tend to every need that kind of crosses my path, because obviously life, in life you have your own responsibility. But I have, that day I kind of made this, I kind of took on this mindset to be intentional about things that might cross my path and places that I may be called to go care for other people. That was kind of birthed out of my own desire to be cared for. And I had to trust that God would, in fact, care for my needs as I took the step to care for other needs. And let me just give you one picture of kind of how that played out in life. So during, our season of just, walking with someone who was terminally ill and all that required in kind of the caretaking aspect, I became aware of another situation in a friend's life where her brother had become hospitalized, and they were kind of month in, and I had heard what was going on. At that point, he was on life support. So we went in, and it wasn't dire at first, but it became dire very quickly. And when that situation became apparent to me, I just felt this pull that, here's this family in the hospital, and at the time they were fairly alone, kind of just this solo group of people caring for their brother. And I just felt this pull to go there and bring meals and do some, just do something tangible to stand with them. So I approached my sister, who was so gracious and donated meals from the restaurant. And, I'd pick Kaylee up from kindergarten, and we would get in the car and we would go visit them, bring them a meal, and just kind of check in on them. And I remember the first time getting in the car after a visit, and, and I just felt the sense of redemption that, the pain that we had been going through, could be used to help someone else. And how beautiful was that? And I was being the change that I wanted to see, that I was taking a different path, that I wasn't too busy to be available to them, which I think in life, one of the biggest evils is just busyness. So for me, it was just having an intentional mindset to free myself to be available to care for someone else. And that was a beautiful thing to just see, that even in my own brokenness, I had something to offer. And my sister's brokenness, she had something to offer that would provide comfort to someone else. And the other thing, that came out of it is healing. I mean, when you're seeing that, you're able to have something to give, it heals you inside. And so my encouragement today to anyone is anything in life that you feel frustrated about, maybe you feel like doesn't anyone else see this, that you would take action to be the change that you want to see, that you wouldn't make excuses, that you would lead by example. I think that that's just super big. To create awareness to situations. And we all have different passions. We all have things that kind of stir our souls. And so I think we need to listen to that. And so anything that kind of moves us, just taking action, not wallowing in frustration, but really fueling that, allowing that to fuel you to model something different. And maybe that'll inspire someone else to do the same. So I wanted to share that with you. Be the change you want to see. Don't sit and complain about unmet expectations. Go do and be different, and see what happens, because it's a beautiful thing. Anyways, have a great week, and I look forward to connecting with you later. Bye-bye.